10 most dangerous places on Earth. Have you been tucking yourself into bed without a worry in the world? While this may seem frightening to some, it may also seem like an exciting adventure that individuals like us should take on. Here are 10 trip ideas to get you started. Number 10. Syria. Syria is a country in Western Asia that is ranked first among the world's most hazardous places. The locals constantly fear dying because they are known to be a regular target for battles and the havoc that ensues. Prolonged violent confrontations seriously damage people's lives and property. The nation will soon be reduced to ruins once more, even if it makes an effort to rebuild from the harm. Live in. Despite being an important historical site of the Middle East, it is not entirely safe for visitors either. Regional and global powers, such as the United Nations, Turkey, Iran, Russia, and the Gulf nations, have become involved in the Syrian crisis and have given military, financial, and logistical assistance to different factions. The attempts to resolve the situation peacefully have been hampered by this outside intervention. Persistent volatility and unpredictability. The Syrian situation continues to be extremely unstable and unpredictable, in spite of efforts at peace negotiations and ceasefires. It is difficult to see a quick end to the violence and suffering that the Syrian people are going through due to the absence of a clear political settlement and the persistence of numerous armed organizations. Number 9. Brazil's Snake Island. The Snake Island, officially known as Ilha de Queimada Grande, is located in Brazil off the coast of Sao Paulo. Because there are so many snakes there, it is among the most dangerous places in the world to live or go. The golden lancehead viper is a venomous snake that can only be found on this island. The very notion of this snake can cause shivers down your spine because of its venom, which is so strong that it can melt human flesh. The Brazilian government has prohibited tourists from visiting the island due to the unavoidable levels of danger there. The golden lancehead pit viper and its environment are under protection thanks to actions taken by the Brazilian government. To protect the island's distinctive ecology and avoid upsetting the snake population, the island has been declared a biological reserve. Despite its hazards, scientists interested in the ecology, evolutionary biology, and venom composition of golden lancehead pit vipers are drawn to Snake Island. However, because of the dangerous conditions and stringent constraints, conducting research on the island is difficult. All things considered, Snake Island is a dangerous but intriguing natural ecosystem where the millions of people in the Sahel region are in need of humanitarian aid as a result of conflict, environmental degradation, and instability. High rates of poverty, malnourishment, and displacement are prevalent in the area. Vulnerable groups, including as women, children, and internally displaced individuals, are disproportionately impacted. Number 8. Africa's Danakil Desert. The Danakil Desert is located in northeastern Ethiopia, southern Eritrea, and northwest Djibouti in Africa. This desert is one of the harshest and most dangerous regions on Earth, well known for its volcanoes and geysers that release a great deal of toxic gases and intense heat. Being an area where daytime temperatures frequently exceed 50 degrees Celsius, 122 degrees Fahrenheit, it is unsettling to visit or reside in. The likelihood of several inhumane conflicts occurring in Eritrea further increases the danger. Even the chance of being abducted rises as a result of these disputes. The Danakil Desert is full of natural and man-made risks and calamities, geysers, volcanoes, and kidnapping. The Danakil Desert has grown in popularity as an adventure travel destination in recent years, despite its harsh environment. The region's distinctive landscapes can be explored on guided trips provided by travel operators. These tours include stops at Dawel, the Salt Flats, and the Erta Al volcano, which has an active lava lake. Ethiopian-Eritrean conflict. Because of disagreements over territory and resources, Ethiopia and Eritrea have been at war in the Danakil Desert. Tensions between the two nations have been exacerbated by the region's strategic importance, which includes its salt reserves and close proximity to important transit lines. All things considered, the Danakil Desert is an intensely intriguing yet difficult landscape, distinguished by its remarkable geology, severe weather, and cultural importance. Although it poses many difficulties, it also provides exceptional chances for 7. North Africa's Sahel. The Sahel region of Africa borders the well-known Sahara Desert. Before a few decades, this area was hardly considered dangerous. It has become a completely inhospitable place in recent decades. The region's few water supplies have been misused by people. They have been extremely irresponsible in their exploitation of their riches rather than using them fairly. The area has continued to become mostly desertified as a result of this. The constant threat of famine and drought makes it impossible for any kind of life to exist here for very long. Drought forced more than 1 lakh people to pass away over a 12-year period, from 1972 to 1984. A well-known illustration of the harm individuals inflict upon themselves is the Sahel. 6. Brazil's Lagos. Imagine being compelled to flee the globe and never knowing when or by whom you would be chopped to pieces. This is the Brazilian state of Alagoas, which located on the shore. A few significant Brazilian metropolises, including Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo, are renowned for having extremely high crime rates. Nevertheless, Alagoas has the greatest murder rate in all of Brazil, if not the globe, despite its modest size and lack of fame. Despite having a population of just 3 million, this state has more than 2,000 fatalities annually. This should also be quite concerning for all guests. Number 5. Liberia's Monrovia. Monrovia, the capital of Liberia, is home to the West Point slum, which is among the worst on the African continent. There are roughly 75,000 individuals living in this slum, despite the difficult living conditions. The West Point is a lawless, brutal slum that is rife with cholera outbreaks, criminality, drug misuse, underage prostitution, and acute lack of sanitary services. Monrovia faces serious environmental risks, including pollution and flooding. Here, taking a breath may often be an extremely exhausting task. Monrovia, which is undoubtedly among the riskiest places on Earth to visit and reside, must be treated carefully. The overriding danger feature: conditions that follow poverty. 4. The Indonesian Mount Sinabung. An active stratovolcano called Mount Sinabung is situated on the Indonesian island of Sumatra. Because dangerously destructive eruptions frequently occur here, it is a dangerous location to visit or dwell. Thousands of individuals are left without a place to live or a means of support when these eruptions happen. Numerous adjacent towns and villages have endured excruciating layers of ash and lava several times. 3. Korea North. North Korea is an Eastern Asian nation that is thought to be a totalitarian government. It is also regarded to have the weakest human rights provisions. Both locals and visitors may be arrested for offenses that citizens in democracies would consider commonplace. Travelers from the United States may find this country especially perilous because of the deteriorating relations between North Korea and the U.S. In North Korea, where there are only 3 television stations and only 15 authorized hairstyles, human waste is utilized as fertilizer. Here, the penalty for crime also lasts for 3 generations. This country is intimidating and challenging to visit and live in. Number 2. Namibia's Skeleton Coast. The Skeleton Coast is a region on Namibia's Atlantic coast that has a reputation for being among the deadliest and most dangerous places on Earth. The name of this hostile area comes from the bones of whales and seals that are strewn all over the coast. The severity of the surrounding environment has claimed the lives of numerous shipwrecked sailors as well as other persons. This is not the place for you unless you want to run the risk of becoming nothing more than naked bones devoid of any flesh or breath. Warning feature for danger. Unfavorable surrounding SAST. 1. Tanzania's Lake Natron. One of the world's most dangerous bodies of water, Lake Natron is located at the foot of a mountain in Tanzania's Gregory Rift and is known for its extremely lethal waters. The water can get as hot as 60 degrees Celsius, 140 degrees Fahrenheit, which is lethal. This lake is oversaturated with salt, with a pH of 9.5 to 10.5. Its state is so harsh that it can burn human and animal skin, calcify dead bodies, and remove ink from printed items. Lake Natron's waters are horrifyingly caustic. Warning feature: hazardous water situation. Subscribe now for exclusive insights and behind-the-scenes access to the world